Oh, I see them now. Let me in. Waiting for them to be like, one of them to be like, oh, I'm getting too old for this. There's a gold over here. I want that. I don't know why I would switch out perception unless I get something better than that. After my exile from Ansinzi's academy, I left my beautiful city for another equally as magnificent Spirietto. Unfortunately, words had already spread. I'm not a single alchemy in all of Republics would have me. At that point, I fell into a deep depression. Without access to their resources, I would not be able to continue my work, my research, my calling. The next few months pass in a haze of pain and wine, lots of wine, and I eventually receive a letter from a sympathetic colleague whose name shall not be mentioned. At least they become... oh, sterilized? I don't know what that word is. For aiding me. This letter mentioned the existence of fall. Okay. Start my life anew. I don't know what that one was. I know words, but I don't know what. Master Vitorn, I've already had your device running for a few days, but I felt I must write you immediately and thank you for your generosity and in sharing your plans and material lists with me. As you can infer from the tardiness of my correspondence, it took me several months to source the necessary supplies and another at least to put them all together. And in the end, your design came together flawlessly. Your I don't know. These last 3 years has given me cause to dream for the first time in a decade. I will not burden you with all the fulsome intensity of my feelings, but I must tell you even before my Lord God left this world. I felt there was a hole in my life, a yearning for discovery, a project worthy of royally summoning my mind beneath. And I see now that it is animancy. I would never have pursued this path where it's not for our chance meeting at the crossroads. As my labors near their end, the only words I have left now are thank you, Victor, for giving this age godlike hope. I shall ever be grateful, student. There's a godlike here?
Quick advice, try not to breathe in here.
Over here! Hold on. Up, boy.
God. Journal arranger, written in a script that resembles the scratching of a bird's talon. This journal recounts the last few days of the life of Ranger Monito. As you can scan through the text, several encryption stands out. Several days ago, I am certain there is a traitor among us, though I seem to be alone in this. I suspect 3 of my fellow rangers, but I don't want to take any further steps until I'm more certain. 2 days later, I have found tracks matching our stranded issue boots, leading away from the outpost and well beyond our usual patrol route. I cannot risk asking Captain Oceano for clearance to follow these trails. The time spent returning to headquarters will allow my quarry to escape. I hope she will forgive my insubordination. 2 days later, the tracks lead to an area east of Lake Lacuna. I dare not follow any closer for now. Any of my suspects would be capable of detecting me if I continue past this point. One day later, I have lost the trader's trail. I suspect they discovered I was tracking them. I will search for a trail a little longer, and then I will return home to find another lead. 1 day ago, I have confided in Ranger Doroso my fears, and she agrees that it's likely we're being undermined from outside. I suspect the Stilker Road, whose mass leader has been spotted in the valley. Dorso has invited me to hunt with her tomorrow, and she has agreed to keep our outing secret so as not to alert the Garrote contact among the Rangers. With her help, I have no doubt I'll know who the traitor is by this time tomorrow.
Nice job, everyone.
Something here. There you go. Ooh. Come on. +3 damage reduction during the day. Increase your health. That all. See, I like that a lot. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's combine these two. I need to go to camp.
The ranger back there was killed by a knife in the back. Looks like there's more going on here than we thought.
This whole thing rubs me wrong. Captain Oceano ought to know.
Yeah, I can agree with that. down. Only if I can. I was gonna hop between camps. Wait, can I transmog a sword? Like an axe to a sword? Wait, hold on. Questions. No, I can't. I was really hoping I could. Oh. That's fine. I kind of want a sword, but maybe I'll get one eventually. So I still have all the benefits of. Oh, got both of you.
Over here. Nice work.
Push the tree for evidence. What tree? This tree. Yeah, see, it's not doing that weird flickering thing, so it was ray tracing. What goddamn tree? Oh, this tree? Written in a precise and careful hand, this note seems to set up a meeting in another location, assuming you find this letter intact and in time. Before you go any further, make sure you haven't been followed to this location. Having stalked bandits in this forest forever, I know the usual level of care you people take, and I generously find it lacking. Once you're certain you aren't followed, come to my camp at the mouth of the river southwest of York, and we'll discuss how you can further help and bring order to the valley. Don't make me regret our report. I need to make a post on, I'll make a post after the video comes out on kind of like the games that we'll be playing. Kind of today, if I end up dying doing this.
They wouldn't have put it all the way out here if it wasn't. Good.
Into brush.
Envoy? What are you... Huh. You're full of surprises. I was expecting someone else, but... I think this could work out better for both of us.
Was you this the whole time? You were the traitor?
I'd prefer savior if we're handing out epithets. Once you hear my side, Envoy, I think you'll agree I was only trying to help.
I'm the one who took it to kill Monito.
Unfortunately. I didn't want to, but he forced my hand. I thought I was clever, skimming a little extra pay from the coffers, surveying the city's weaknesses, laying caches for my friends. But it was like Monato had eyes in the back of his head. Nothing got by him. I tried to explain, but he couldn't understand. Wouldn't. He'd completely closed his ears to reason.
So you killed him for it?
Poor bastard was always too principled for his own good.
You were working with the bandits who kidnapped Arano.
After a fashion.
Unbelievable.
They were a means to an end. Don't tell them that. Everyone likes to feel special. They were supposed to kill Verano, but... I guess they figured they could get more coin if they ran something back to us instead. Idiots.
What were you trying to do?
I'm preparing Emerald Stair for Adir's arrival, obviously. Your people have already pacified Paradis, with contracts and clean water, with promises of safety. I want to be safe. I want all of us to finally be safe.
You've got a hazy picture at best, Dorso. The envoy was still killed in the street, and Ludwine's idea of pacified is anything but.
And I know what empires do, Envoy. They expand. Your soldiers would have come here sooner or later. I'm helping us avoid resistance and bloodshed when they do.
Why would you betray the Rangers like this?
Fior is wasting away, Envoy. Animancy isn't helping us anymore, if it ever did. But no one in the city wants to admit it.
So you murder your own?
Our crops rot in the fields, bears turn to beasts and attack on sight. The very earth disintegrates beneath our feet. I think it's time we accept help from someone stronger, wealthier, better organized. From Adir. Then we can turn things around like Paradis has. Maybe then we can be safe. But Vidarro, Quilici, Captain Asierno, they're too proud. They won't do what must be done. So I'm doing it myself.
Were you working with the Silkarads in the cave because I killed them?
You killed them all. But they were going to... So all of this was for nothing. I betrayed the Rangers. I killed my friends. For nothing? Gods curse you, Envoy.
Is that all you got? Good fight.
Hell yeah. Okay, let's go back to the captain then. Wherever the hell he is again. Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with what Ludwin wants to do.
I sincerely hope you have some good news for me.
Marseni was right. There was a killing, and it was Ranger Dorso.
My gods. I can't believe this.
Ilia's wings uplift us.
She's been with the Rangers since she was a girl. She trained most of my men.
This is... Fotito. This is big, Asierno.
What happened to her? Where is she now?
Dorso's dead. I killed her.
Without the trial? Good gods.
Frontier justice. That's what a traitor deserves.
Masoni, please. Where's her body now, Envoy?
Down near the mouth of the river by the waterfall.
I'll send a few of the senior rangers out to find her.
Thank you, Maso. What a nightmare. I don't know what I'm going to tell my men. A traitor in the Rangers. This situation beggars belief. Do you know why she did it?
Dorso was just trying to create a condition for...
Be serious, Envoy.
She was always talking about how we needed strength. Do you remember, Maso? More swords, more coin. And she complained that animancy wouldn't fix our problems. But I didn't think she had so little faith in Fior.
No one took her seriously.
Evidently, she was quite serious about it. I didn't want to believe it could be her. Gods beyond, what a mess. Thank you, Envoy. Ranger Monato has been properly avenged, and now I have a lot of work to do to rebuild my squad.
You should keep a closer eye on your people from now on.
Agreed. I need to be more careful with who I trust in the future. Here's your reward. It's the least we can do for your assistance. Thank you again. Step carefully out there. We are living through strange times.
I hope this at least lets them clean up their ranks.
Looks stunning. Anyway. Abilities. I still can't... Excuse me. Can't get that. Sure, why not? I'm using an axe. Okay, go talk to this dude, and then I only have a few more quests left, and I am done. Actually, I probably should explore the city a little bit.
Jut.
Look at these crops. Look at your city. The dream scourges laying wait for our home.
Spirits are truly wonderful, powerful, self-aware, and reach with insight.
Basement key. I'm almost getting to the point of just doing the main story again. The crop shortage is the perfect opportunity to test my family's research.
Even if we want to stop them, we may not be able to.
I'm Valen. It's the principle of the thing.
Aww. Okay, so let's go do this.
Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been?
Lieutenant Sir, Bellingham mentioned you.
Belena, you found her. I've been looking for my missing rangers for days. She was with a partner at Alaro. Did you see hide or hair of him?
You hide. I'm afraid Bellingham is not far behind.
Your rangers lost to the Dream Scourge. Nothing we could do.
The Dream Scourge. Here. Tell me you're joking.
I wish whatever Bellingham's mine is, it's not here.
So it is. Gods, I saw these signs. I didn't want to believe them. They'd been acting sideways, more than just distracted from their work. I thought it was... Well, I don't have to tell you twice. I was so wrong. I think I know the answer, but is either of them still alive?
Helen's life, Honor is dead. I brought her badges back.
Merla, when she turns, Fior will panic. Where is she now? That won't do any good. Do you think poking around and severing her soul will save her life? Even so, if it's early days and Vidaro doesn't find out... All right. It goes against all my instincts, but we'll try it. Once. Here. You went to a lot of trouble. You ought to be paid for it. It's time for me to get out of here and actually do my job. I never thought... I just hope we're not making a mistake.
Oh, well, we're definitely making a mistake. Hands down. Fucking crazy. Speak with the governor. We are in main quest territory now. Let's go. Talk to the governor.
How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike?
Yeep. Sorry to interrupt. I'm also looking into the Dream Scourge.
In that case, you're right on time.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion.
Private discussion. You're arguing in the middle of town.
We have Giata to thank for that.
As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms.
That's why I'm here. Perhaps the Animators can help me stop it.
Then there's no time to waste arguing with bureaucrats.
I like her already.
Same.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
When you do, what would it take for us to fix this?
Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Must be nice that all the arguing isn't about you, for once.
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark.
She's the one taking all the risks here.
You must be unfamiliar with animancy. There's always collateral damage. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart.
If we work together, I want to stand between you and...
Then we'd better do it somewhere else. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Chiata.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Chiata Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Chiata is an outcast.
You're making a mistake.
Perhaps. But I can't just let her continue to poison the minds of my animancers.
They aren't your animancers. Your father understood that.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
I'll find us another bedroom.
Okay.
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him so?
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. Maybe break a window or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint.
Got more food? And I got this food? Got that food.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Chiata, some manners, if you please.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego.
He's focusing on the wrong problems, that's for certain.
What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Messiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
We can still fight the Dream Scourge.
We'll have fewer resources to work with, but anything's possible. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want, on my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long.
How so?
I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Adiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers.
It wouldn't be the first time I sacrificed my ethics in exchange for an ally.
We haven't even gotten started and we're already talking about ethics. I can tell I'm going to like you. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days.
As people keep reminding me.
Sorry. I only bring it up because Anamancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by...
You're alright?
I just realized this is the end. I have to leave your Miss Iverno. Forever.
Nothing else. Think of it as a new beginning with new friends.
Some people don't find out who they really are until they leave home.
You'll be alright. My advice, find a good tavern and learn how to prepare a squirrel over an open flame.
Maybe if I focus on what I have gained, I can learn to accept everything I've lost. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast.
Will your colleagues even talk to me after what happened to you?
Don't worry. Ignasi can't banish us all. Monto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fjord. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge.
I got my work cut out for me.
We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike, Imperial Envoy, Research Assistant. Who knew?
I know, right? We're getting a great band together. Oh.
Founded machine.
Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop.
Investigating the Dream Scourge.
Giada, what a loss. I owe that young woman more than I could ever repay. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked.
Maybe I can help you fix it.
A novel idea, that. What I need is a stronger power source.
Are you currently using copper or...
Copper allows greater power modulation through shaping, but Adra has the potential to store more essence. I could use a large single block of Adra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove.
At the rest, stating the obvious, we're standing in front of a massive Adra pillar.
Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgan queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgan in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delmgon queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards.
Notice I already went in there and found what you were looking for. I'll place it in the machine now.
Well, aren't you full of surprises?
Well, that might be the reason why.
For an Adiran, you're very resourceful, and a more than capable companion for poor Giada.
You have any idea what it took to get that heart?
Nature is as stubborn as ever, I see. Fair enough. Here's payment for your troubles. Now that I've got the heart, my thirsty invention will drink deeply of its essence. All that's left to do is calibrate it. First things first, let's have a look at your soul. I'm going to ask some questions to induce a metaphysical quiver. No, not to worry, just testing your reflexes. Let's start with an easy one. You wake up on a beach, looking up into the sun. Your hands are covered in blood.
Find the authority and figure out what happened.
All right. Let's try some word association. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Pendulum.
Pendulum. Fuck.
Chrysalis.
Transformation.
A spark ignites a flame. An idea ignites a war.
Hello? You still with me?
That was fucking meta. A lot of metaphor right there. Spark creates an idea and unite, starts a war. It's a wild one.
Strange. Shouldn't feel anything in the physical sense. Oh well, no matter. Hey, let's go over your results. Your soul is like a piece of sea glass. All the edges are smoothed down. Quite beautiful, really. Your godlike nature is a marvel to behold.
Can you tell me whose godlike I am?
Usually, all it takes is a mirror. Not my area of expertise, I'm afraid. What I see is something entangled about your soul. An outside presence that both is and isn't a part of you. It's old, dark, and rather tricky to pin down. Very interesting.
I need to trace it back to the source.
That would be closer to Giata's area of expertise. I'm sure she'd love to give you a look. Fascinating. Thank you for getting my machine calibrated again. But you came for Giata's theory of the Dream Scourge.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, she's on to something. Our farms are in great peril. The essence has been drained from the land, diverted, like the flow of a river.
That essence has to go somewhere.
Exactly. And if I know essence, it can't have gone too far. All I can tell you is keep looking. You'll find what you're after. As much as I hate giving people bad news, that's all I have. Please give Giata my fondest regards.
Keep looking, huh? I'm getting a bad feeling about what we'll find.
Yeah, I'll be honest. He lost me when he started talking about souls. What did I miss?
Everything. So now time to go to AB app. Why is it whenever I said app, the first thing I thought was ABBA? And the time of your life. Ooh. Just start singing ABBA. Okay. Both pretty fucking far. At least we're doing main quest stuff. There's got to be DLC eventually for this game, because it does seem like there's gonna be other areas. And the reason why I say that is you go in Living Land, I'm going to guess this because you got this whole desert area. It's probably gonna be snowy. And what, go down here for the final portion? There's gotta be something eventually in other places. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 areas makes a lot of sense. But I could see definitely DLC opening up a 5th area.
Did you hear that Giata was sick? Remy, look what I found. A genuine godlike.
Do you think they can hear us?
Let's find out. Hello, me, Yvette. You friend?
You do realize I can understand you perfectly.
Remy, take a note. Fluent speech and upright posture show marks of sophistication in the endangered godlike. We heard that Giada partnered up with an outsider, but I had no idea you were a godlike. Fascinating.
Wants to learn about the Dream Scourge.
I suppose we owe her a favor. Or two.
Giada must have sent you to be our test subject. She knows how we adore your kind. Satisfy our curiosity and we'll give you everything Giada needs to finish her research. Deal?
That depends on what you want from me.
We want to know about the godlike, of course. You're the first one we've encountered in the wild.
Let's begin the examination. If you could choose, who or what would you be in your next life? Next time you go around the wheel, you might not get so lucky.
Wouldn't mind blending in into the crowd for a change.
Tired of being remarkable? Interesting.
My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed. The fact remains, you were touched by the gods. Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us?
I try to help people whenever I can.
So, you believe we need your help. Interesting.
Oh, I thought of another. We all know that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone?
Hopefully people remember me in the ways I have touched their lives.
Very optimistic, aren't we? I think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit to your dwindling kind.
So, Giada wants to know all about the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Some good news, please, for the love of the gods.
The Dream Scourge is proof that an unprecedented metaphysical disaster can take place at any time.
Well, that's a load off my mind. Sure beats not constantly worrying about the future.
How's that good news?
Giada will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a Pillar of Adra would be a good place to start.
What does Adra have to do with the Dream Scourge?
Ah, of course. The idea is a bit high-minded. Adra acts like a pathway for souls as they rejoin the wheel.
And the Dream Scourge is a plague of the soul, is it not?
So, just as Adra channels essence, so too may it provide a key to discovering more about the Dream Scourge.
One more question. What do I do about the entity tethered to my soul?
An entity, you say? If this entity is your patron, that's all perfectly natural. But if it's something else, with enough essence and a capable animancer, perhaps you could trace this tether back to its source.
Right, and with a little fresh soccer, you can follow an ogre back to its lair. Still wouldn't recommend it.
Just be careful that your tether doesn't snap back and kill you in the process.
Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step is anatomy. But we've taken enough of your time. Farewell.
Yeah, you know.
Before they change their minds.
Ugh, I might have dozed off there for a bit. Were any of those words the ones we needed?
Thanks for paying so much attention to that. Do not help in the situation that is at hand. Oh, it's her again.
My farmhands are very affectionate. Feel free to pet them if you like.
Why would I pet them? That's kind of weird. What's your opinion on the Dream Scourge?
Giata Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor. I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask. Is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town?
I'm afraid he did.
He's a bigger fool than I thought. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo.
Talking about the remnant in your bond, I dealt with him.
You did? That was quick. Poor Silvo. He was a bright young revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace.
You promised me some answers?
So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen.
You haven't shared these findings with anyone?
And end up like Giata? No, thank you. The corpses, they need me. Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say.
Well, I'm fascinated. I'm sure Giata will be interested in hearing this.
Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You and Giata are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and thank you for the nightmare fuel. I really have been sleeping entirely too well lately.
I'm remembering why people find this place unsettling.
You're welcome. I'm here all week.
Hello. I hope you aren't afraid of lightning. Where there's animancy, There's bound to be lightning.
Met with all the animancers.
Good timing. I'm about ready to get started. So, did you learn anything of particular interest?
We need a pillar of Audra. It might be able to connect the dream skirts to what's happening in the living land.
That's the fun part of metaphysics. Everything is strange, but nothing is new. Look at us. Barely even started, and already we're making progress. Monto's machine is working, Elia will keep an eye on her revenants, and Yvette and Remy are providing us an alibi.
You're studying the dream skirts and planning a heist.
Under the circumstances, the two are not so different. I needed those animancers for more than their expertise. Monto's invention nullifies spiritual interference. Having it up and running means we won't get any false signals. Whenever I tap into an Audra pillar, Elia's farmhands tend to get a little bitey. Thanks to you, they won't be a problem. And then there's Yvette and Remy, the governor's eyes and ears. In exchange for privacy, I gave them a test subject. I'd call that a good day's work.
Impressive. What's next?
Now we just need the right equipment for the job. When my parents died, they left me their life's work. An invention like no other. The phantasmal focus.
Phantasmal focus?
Think of it as a spiritual tuning fork, or a dowsing rod. It has many functions, some more obvious than others.
Okay.
The problem is it's in the basement. I haven't gone down there since the accident. Since they died.
I can't blame you for avoiding a place like that.
I would get it myself, but I'm not ready to face what's down there.
Don't worry, I'll run down there and grab it for you.
The door to the basement is just outside, around the corner. Of course you'll need a key. Please excuse the mess.
That's fine.
That's where her parents died. I'm glad we can spare her from having to go back.
Okay.
Enter. One more point. One more.
Walking into the basement of an animancer I just met. Right, feels great. Don't know what I expected, but this isn't it.
Raven from the Blight. Who grows here?
That's not gonna sound. Some of the stuff I'm just gonna read silently. Artur insists that I write something down in case the worst should come to pass. But what inheritance do I have to offer? What legacy do I leave? I took no possession from the homeland. I own nothing but my ambition and my mistake. The ink is blotched as if someone tipped their krill on the parchment several times before continuing. I, Gietta, I leave my unshakable resolve, the determination to see her plans through to the bitter end, and the presence of mind to remember what is important. Let her have all of my best qualities. Should the experiment fail, I won't need them anymore. Not where I'm going. Why do you weep, bastard? Cordelia is right, of course. We could refine the phantasmal focus for the rest of our lives, or we could put it to a good use. So why do I have such doubts? Our plans has always been to tinker with the natural order, but nature is not ordinarily in the living lands. If we poke too hard at nature, who's to say something else won't poke back at us? My friend, you spend too much time in the privacy of your lab. I know the words we were exchanged, and more than one ego was brushed after the incident at the workshop, but the damage was superficial. Our community is ready to welcome you back with open arms. For the moment, I am seeing Garota education, but I urge you to give her the attention she deserves. She is a promising young woman in a difficult and influential time of her life, and she needs the counsel of her family now more than ever. The device should not work, and yet it does. Therein lies the problem. Theory and reality are in conflict, and to succeed without comprehension is worse than failure. I have learned nothing, I have learned nothing and can assume nothing about the limitations of the invention, which frightens me almost as much as Cordelia's insistence that we keep going. Yeah, my brain's like not here. All I know is that the device is taped into something. I believe it was the essence of the living land. What if I am wrong? What if its several paragraphs have been violently scorned from this page? Have we transgressed so far into the unknowable that we are blind to the grave we dug ourselves? I must make preparations for Grietta's future. Artorn, do you have everything you need? After Cordelia's outburst at the workshop, they say she retreated into her private lab, which is perfectly fine, but I worry about you and little Grietta. Let me know if you need anything, even if it's just to talk. I understand your research has made some ambitious strides. Good for you both. When you are ready to surface again, we have a game of Hazathoya to finish. I'll keep the pieces warm. Governor Fiora. Arthur has been quiet lately, so I know he's worried about the experiment. He thinks the island will object to our interference as if a thing were even possible. Clearly our daughter is cut from the same side of the family. I can't wait to teach her everything we learn. With any luck, Grietta will be as wild and audacious as the force at play around her.
I feel pretty certain that those people aren't supposed to be plants.
What a...
Guts. We can leave now, right?
Poor Giada. To think she's been living with this right under her nose.
Yeah, that's what happens whenever you fuck with nature.
I don't. Anyone know what happened back there?
I think those were Giada's parents, or whatever's left of them.
So they're dead?
Or something like that.
Gods. I can't believe this.
It's one of those statements they fucked around and found out. Hello everyone, if you like this video then don't hesitate to check out the channel, where I upload my playthroughs, thoughts on games, and many other videos based around video games. If you want to see when the next video goes up, then don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Hope everyone has a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye!